everybody, it's your homeboy, Cable Line Network here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Alright y'all, now we are basically going to have a smackdown between the Xbox 1.5 or the Xbox Slim. We got the PlayStation 4.5 and we have Nintendo NX. Yes. Now we're about to have a console war, and it's about to be intense. Which one is better? Let's find out. Now, back in 2013, it seemed likely that it would be talking about the Wii U versus the Xbox One versus the PS4 for the better part of the next decade, as that's how console generation had worked for ages now. But this year, the winds are changing fast. One company has an entirely new console coming, the other two are reportedly planning major upgrades to their current units that may very well be sold as entirely new systems, none of which has been officially announced for release this year, and yet fall 2016 is continually passed around as a time when sort of all these new systems might debut. Alright y'all, now we got three other announcers. They're basically going to be talking about the Xbox One, the PS4, and they're going to be talking about the Nintendo NX. We're going to be talking about which one is better. Alright y'all, see you at the end of the video. Alright, let's get into this. Now, Nintendo, out of the three systems, only the NX existence has been officially acknowledged. Nintendo revealed that they were looking to work on a new system last year in order to quell the fears that they were getting out of the home console game after years of disappointing Wii U sales. Now, apparently, Nintendo said then, however, they would share no more information about the console until 2016, yet 3.5 months into 2016, they still have not yet to say one official word about the unit. That left open the opportunity for many rumors to pop up between suppliers, developers, YouTubers, Twitch, everybody. Now, the timetable makes sense in terms of Nintendo needing to replace a struggling Wii U as soon as possible. It's hard to imagine them releasing a console out of season like in spring or summer 2017, as that never happens. Now B, waiting another 2 years from today for a fall 2017 release, 1.5 years I guess, the Wii U is not healthy enough to survive that. Right now, here's the theoretical timetable. Now, Nintendo maybe does an NX Direct in another month or so. Then they show off the system in the earnest at E3. But that would especially only leave a few months between its reveal. Announcing the system existed last year was not revealed now, and its actual launch. Consoles almost never released that quickly after reveal, including Nintendo's own. Wii U was officially unrevealed at E3 2011 when the console was released in fall 2012. The Wii U debuted at E3 2005, and it was, I'm not sorry, the Wii U, the regular Wii was debuted at E3 2005 and was released in fall 2006. So far, the NX is essentially to debut at E3 2016 and released just a few months later in, say, November of 2016. Latest will possibly be January or February of 2017. But that would be unusual for Nintendo, to say the least. Still, it's not unheard of. The Xbox One was announced in May of 2013 and was released that same fall. That could be almost an exact mirror of the NX's schedule, which is why ultimately I believe we'll see a fall release for the NX. Alright, now we're going to get into a new avatar, and we're also going to get into Sony's PlayStation 4.5. Alright, what's going on? Alright, now we're going to get into, like I said, Sony's PlayStation 4.5. Now we move on to the have consoles, a concept few saw coming. When you bought your Xbox One or PS4, you assumed that you would have a console to play the same games for at least 6 or 7 years. Consoles were only replaced sooner than that if they were deemed failures, Wii U. And the concept of a mid-generation upgrade was only talked about in relation to a slimmer chassis or a larger hard drive. But now the winds are changing, and though Sony has not officially committed to their plans yet, they have released details talking about the PS4K and its output of 4K resolution. Here's the thing though, Though the system almost certainly wouldn't be able to play games in native 4K, it may scale to convert output to that, in addition to running 4K better for other forms of media, which helps out with Sony's 4K TV business, no doubt. But the system itself would reportedly be more powerful, meaning you might be able to play a PS4 game on an original system, and then there will be a better version on the PS4K with more graphical options, the way we see on PCs, where games can run better on higher end machines. Everyone but Sony themselves is saying that this system is very real and that it's likely to be released this year. After a big E3 reveal, I'm inclined to believe it because of one of the other primary functions of the new system would theoretically be to support higher or high-end virtual reality, and we know PS virtual reality is coming out this fall, so it stands reason to, there could be a good easy bundle with the VR system and this PlayStation or PS4K. Whether this very concept is a good idea is another story. If this mid-generation upgrade really is entirely new console, then it's going to be sold for 400 or so. That's going to upset the 35 million customers who have already shelled out for a PS4 over the last 4 years, as their system will now feel inferior when they were expecting to play all their games and a VR to boot just fine for another 3-4 years. And yet Sony is in such a good position in terms of winning these console generations. Now, I'm just saying that sarcastically. I mean, they have a lot more problems. They can't even get their security right, but they want to release new consoles. Not going to be not going to be welcoming at all. Anyone can basically experiment with something like this. Now, the PS4 is going to continue to dominate the Wii U and Xbox One in terms of sales, and unless the NX is, some kind of miracle breakthrough hit, nothing, even an upgraded console, is likely to change that. Now, the rumors about the console so far and the fact that it's going well with Sony's PSVR release, the PS4K does seem likely to arrive this fall, but we'll probably have to wait until E3 to know more. Alright, now let's get into Microsoft's Xbox 1.5. Now, the entire conversation about mid-generation upgrades for current consoles was entirely kicked off by Xbox head Phil Spencer, who wondered out loud about why we have to wait 6 to 7 years for a new console hardware when technology changes much more quickly than that. He talked about how consoles could potentially be upgraded during a generation, leading many to believe that he was talking about some type of modulator or whatever upgrade to the Xbox One, where a new part could be installed for increased performance or something like that. Spencer quickly laughed that off, saying that no, he wasn't purposely, talking about he's going to upgrade anything. It was just something on his mind. He was just joking about it. But that led the skeptics to go crazy. But what is less than clear is when such a thing might actually come. While the release of the NX and PS4K seem rather imminent, there have been no similar leaks suggest that an Xbox 1.5 is coming in the near future. And in fact, Spencer himself is now also downplaying the very idea on a half console altogether. Basically, he said that he's not a big fan of the Xbox One and a half, and we're going to move forward. I want to move forward with big numbers. That's what he just said, about a month ago? Almost all of this talk has stemmed from Spencer himself rather than any sort of source reports from Microsoft. Now, nobody has talked about they're going to be working on, they have had some rumors about working on a new Xbox, but the Xbox 1.5, that whole concept, they are not talking about that. It might just be an Xbox Slim. That's what everybody's leaning for. But right now, it doesn't seem to make all that much sense to whip out a new Xbox One in time for holiday 2016, other than maybe a slimmer model. Now, Sony has a PSVR and a 4K TV to sell. Nintendo has to get back in the console game with a new system, but Microsoft really doesn't need to do anything. The Xbox One is certainly losing to the PS4 in sales, but as in security, they are dominating the game. It's hard to douse Xbox. Everybody's dousing PS4. Some nobodies can douse PS4. Alright guys, put in the comments below, which console are you excited for the most? I really want to hear what you guys have to say. Now, there's been a lot of things going around. The Nintendo NX is supposed to be able to compete with the Xbox One and PS4. We all know the PS4 has better parts inside, But the thing is, the Xbox One has better security. What is the Nintendo NX going to bring to the table? We got parts already, we got security. I personally like Xbox because of the great security. I don't get doused every 5 minutes. Now, that's another thing Nintendo NX is going to have to deal with. Nintendo's going to have to deal with getting doused. It's going to have to deal with a lot of different, major problems that the other consoles, PS4 and Xbox One, are dealing with now. Will they be ready for it? I'll let you guys know right here on Cable Line Network. Make sure to stay tuned. Oh, and by the way, I'm using a program called FaceRig for all my different animations, if you're wondering. Thanks again for watching. You guys have been an amazing audience. Peace out and talk to you later.